Minigames aren't typically my thing in free roam games, but something about Red Dead 2's method of integrating these side activities feels so natural. Red Dead 1 introduced gambling and other ambient challenges that helped make the game as iconic as it is today. However, Red Dead 2 took it to a whole nother level, typically mowing down random townsfolk, desecrating sacred sites, and antagonizing Abigail is more my speed.
Busiest girl on Nickel Night back in the day.
But a game of blackjack is fun too now and again, except when attempting to complete all the gambler challenges. Whoever programmed that to be so damn difficult, yo mama a hoe. But to whoever engineered the fishing mechanic, yo mama, yo daddy, and yo bald-headed granny are saints. It's not overly complicated or toilsome. It's smooth, rewarding, and most importantly, relaxing. With a few instances, I can tug on my rod and not feel guilty about it. This was Rockstar's first time introducing an angling feature to one of their games, and they absolutely nailed it. To think this was almost cut entirely from the finished game. I've never seen a game's release with so much cut shit. I genuinely do not understand the need for them to constantly support a 13-year-old game that everyone's tired of. Yes, GTA 5, I'm talking about you.
I think we're gonna literally make out like bandits on it.
And abandon what's possibly their greatest creation ever. Literally makes zero sense to me, but that's how it is. If you've been a naughty boy, a good way to repent of your sins is by honor maxing, via fishing. Or you could just say hi to everyone you come across in Saint Denis.
You look nice, if I squint my eyes.
Catch and release is a great way to build back honor, but I think it's easier if you fish a body of water dry, then give them all to Pearson. You'll have enough honor to get the good ending for like 5 playthroughs. Depending on the size of fish you reel in, your health will increase by a corresponding point system. Small fish grant 10 experience points, medium or large 20, and legendary 30. There is a secret catch you can find in the swamps of Saint Denis. Veterans of the game will probably already know what I'm talking about, but to newcomers, prepare for something that's gonna blow your mind.
I could have told you.
No special baits, lures, or traps needed. All you have to do is come to this private area behind Mayor Lemieux's mansion and cast away. What you pull up is the strangest looking fish I've ever seen. Look at the pincher on that thing. All jokes aside, there are steps you must complete first before you're able to have this secret trigger, but it's very simple. Just complete the side missions for the mayor until the time comes for you to decide Jean-Marc's fate. Should you decide to pop him like a pimple, you'll have to dump him in the water behind the gazebo. And for offering your hand in this political corruption, the game rewards you with a 10% discount for all the stores in Saint Denis. Which is a shitty deal in my opinion. What the hell even is 10%? If it were at least 50, then we're talking business, but this is hardly worth it, especially for a dickhead like the mayor. Alternatively, sparing him will lead to the mayor's impeachment and Jean-Marc replacing him. A much better outcome.
Damn! Jean-Marc? Is that you? I'm sorry, buddy.
The mayor wanted you to disappear. Oh.
If you thought this was bonkers, wait until you see what's next. Sometimes you can pass by fishermen on the trail enjoying a peaceful day on the water. Except for one guy I happened to come across. There seemed to be something a little off with him. Maybe he just has a problem with depth perception.
Well, you seem to know what you're doing.
Obviously I know this is just a bug, but it's still funny to look at. Know what else turned out to be a big delicious nothing burger? The giant channel catfish. What the fuck is the deal with Rockstar cutting like 70% of the game's original content? Seeing what the idiotic modding channels were able to put together, this would have been sick. Imagine catching this thing. Probably took an entire in-game day to reel this big boy in. Some of the legendary fish were an actual pain in the ass to catch.
Stay. Wait.
Although there was that one time I didn't have to do anything to nab that legendary sockeye salmon. Literally swam right into my arms.
Gotcha! Well, I damn well got you.
You're coming with me.
Not everything under the surface is up for grabs. There are certain water-dwelling creatures that are just there for show. The pointless Chapter 5 of GUARMA has a whole range of native species we can interact with. The ones we can't interact with are the elusive sea turtles and sharks patrolling the shores. Have you ever been able to catch a glimpse of them? Here's something nobody's seen, the river monster. Although this one was removed from Red Dead Redemption 2 quite early in development, files associated with it were found, and even audio files. Apparently the physical model was added to a GTA Online update. No surprise there. Every time it looked like we were going to get some really elaborate or gargantuan Easter egg, Rockstar was like, no, this is way too cool for school. Sorry losers, no river monsters for you. I understand that the process of fishing may be therapeutic to some and tedious for others. So allow me to give you some tips I've picked up over the years for efficiently harvesting fish with minimal effort. The old stomp and grab trick is a classic. Ride your trusty steed or mare through a body of water active with aquatic life and trample everything in sight. Not a good way in preserving the quality, but who really needs to worry about having a 3-star fish? Just what exactly are you gonna sell? Pristine gills? Now if you can't be bothered to play bowling with the fish, then might I suggest another tactic? When in doubt, blow it out. If only I would have done that 6 years ago. Dynamite is the best way to get a lot of fish quickly, but it's not the most ethical. The game dings your honor the more you commit devastating acts of animal cruelty like this. Now if you're a real lazy bastard like me, there is a way to do absolutely nothing. Yes, that's right. You don't have to do anything but literally stand still and let the fish come to you. Any waterfall on the map that has ledges on the underside provide a perfect vantage point to collect any fish that drop from the water flow. Hang around until you see a fish hit the ground nearby and then grab it. Boom! You got a perfect fish and didn't even have to work for it. A similar approach is to check shores or generally anywhere that's shallow enough to where fish can get marooned. My go-to spot for this technique is just outside Shady Belle. The shallow water level forces the fish to get stuck on the bank. It's easy pickings from there. It's truly impressive once you realize how many unique animations there are in this game, more than I've seen in any other. In a way, I kind of feel bad for the actors who had to spend countless hours doing random and sometimes awkward movements. I know I sure can appreciate that, especially in situations when you don't expect to see something new. Frequent tasks like fishing don't yield many opportunities to witness such things. That is what I thought, at least, until I noticed this cool new way to cast your line. It's crazy that they even included a casting animation to accommodate for your position. Are there any cool new or hidden animations you found that you've never seen before? Enlighten me, home skillets. There's nothing quite like a freshly caught fish. Some people hate it, some people love it. Wild fish are a bit sketchy though, regardless of what anyone tells you. You can't always count on every catch of the day to be clean and free of impurities. Parasites are a common issue when dealing with any wild animal, as well as other contagious diseases. In Red Dead Redemption 2, it's not so much the parasites you have to worry about, it's contamination. Two particular areas on the map are not ideal fishing spots, the docks at Annisburg and the lake outside Butcher's Creek. Here the water is soiled with pollutants that affect all forms of wildlife in the vicinity. Arthur and John are both grizzled hard men that are no strangers to witnessing countless atrocities and abominations to humanity. So you already know when an infected fish elicits a disgusted reaction from both of them, it's bad.
What the hell are you? I mean, ugh.
You might be for putting back. Somehow, I don't think you're for eating.
No, you don't look too fine.
Getting reactions out of people is one of the best things about Red Dead 2. People have fed families from just the reaction content alone. You think it, you can see it. No game on the market has this level of interactivity. Just the camp itself offers many chances to hear the gang respond to Arthur's appearance, actions, hygiene, and trophies. We know carrying animal carcasses around gain attention and praise from Arthur's peers.
What are you doing bringing a skunk in here, Arthur? I wonder about you sometimes.
But even more so if you bring a legendary animal in.
We can already hear the tale. Killed it with my bare hands.
So with this in mind, I don't know why it never occurred to me to walk around with a legendary fish in tow. I've spent all this time doing the same shit over and over like a muppet and never thought about this.
Hi, Uncle.
Put that in John's tent. See if he notices.
Hey there, Jack.
That's dead. Dead.
Speaking of legendary fish, this reminds me about that fishing trip we took with Kieran. The one where he shows Arthur his favorite fishing spot. After Kieran gets his spank bank images saved, we move to the other side of the small forest where the legendary bluegill is revealed. The unprepared player will just catch a quick glimpse of that fish and nothing more. Initiate the mission with the proper tackle, however, and it's entirely possible to pull that big bitch in.
You got it! Oh, amazing.
Sure wish I was the one to catch it.
Well, You ain't known for your luck, Kieran.
What about you? Have you ever caught the legendary bluegill during this side quest? What about the other secret fish in the exact same spot? If you weren't already aware, yes, there is yet another monster-sized fish that can be secretly caught. It's not even highlighted on the map. If for some reason you come back to the nudist swimming hole, you'll have another chance to interact with him again. He informs Arthur about a large fish he spotted around the bend, and to my surprise, he wasn't kidding around.
Hey! I'm trying to...
There!
Oh, I know you.
Oh, hello again. Remember me? That water's magical today, let me tell you, like being back in the womb. Whoa! Oh!
How can I forget? Listen, with your tip, I caught a real whopper last time. Thanks for that.
Gotta get in all the nooks and crannies. Oh, you might want to drop a line in over there. I swam past a monster fish a while back. Back to it then. Hope you get a bite.
It might not spawn immediately, but a little patience goes a long way here, because before you know it, he will emerge from the depths. A legendary fish, it is not, although notoriety shouldn't matter when it's just as big as any of the others. Nowhere else on the map you'll find a largemouth bass this big. The weight doesn't add up though. No way is that a 5-pound fish. If you remember from my video quite a number of months ago, I spoke about this particular largemouth bass, as well as many other secrets you probably didn't know in Red Dead 2. If you want to check it out, look for a link in the description. Bonus secret, if you're not so judgmental and feeling a little adventurous, there's a hidden interaction from the Skinny Dipper if you jump in and join him for a swim.
Yeah, that's it. Live a little. Don't be shy. Whip off those clothes and drop anchor. Would you look at us like a pair of nymphs?
Mission structure in Rockstar games is unbeatable. There are so many things to miss, like dialogue, cutscenes, outcomes, and many more. Restarting checkpoints can be a good way to see or hear everything you didn't get on the first try. When you take Jack on that faithful fishing trip in Chapter 2, you can utilize this feature to uncover an alternate dialogue scene where Arthur will bring up his son, Isaac, one of the few instances in the story where he actually talks about his boy.
You know, this reminds me. I taught another boy to fish once. A long time ago.
You mean Lenny?
No. No, this was long before I met Lenny. Long before you was even born.
Red Dead Redemption isn't the end of it though. Fishing is making a return to the highly anticipated, heavily debated, long-awaited GTA 6. Let's hope and pray to our lucky stars that this won't eventually be cut content. I see so much potential in more than Red Dead Redemption 2, believe it or not. More locations to fish, more species to be added, and more hidden secrets to find. What do you think the fishing in GTA 6 will be like? Is it even possible to upgrade from Red Dead 2's system, or will it actually downgrade? Lightning doesn't always strike twice. For me personally, GTA 5 was a huge downgrade from GTA 4, although I'm sure many people will disagree with me on that. The prospect of exploring the ocean's floor like GTA 5, but assuredly in a much larger scale, is exciting. Very exciting. Underwater spearfishing and other activities spring to mind, so I can't wait to see what Rockstar is cooking up. Are there any other games you can think of that have an equally fun or maybe better angling system than Red Dead 2? I think it sets the standards for all aspects to gaming. The greatest game to exist, past, present, and dare I say future. I stand by this statement and will fight anyone to the death to defend it. Just kidding. Or am I? Alrighty, that's gonna do it for this video, freaky deakies. If you did enjoy it, please remember to give it a like, it always does help. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit notifications so you can be alerted each time I upload Red Dead content like this and más. Muchas gracias amigos, and I'll see you in the next one.
Move along, you old battle axe.